Welcome to In Focus, where we go one-on-one with the Republican field of presidential candidates. I'm Tara Wall, your host. The only woman on this side of the race, a Stanford grad and former top 20 Fortune CEO who currently leads a number of nonprofits. I sat down with Carly Fiorina to talk about why she wants your nomination for president and a few things you probably didn't know. And in this edition of In Focus, joining me is business executive and business leader, Carly Fiorina. Thank you so much for joining us on this In Focus.
It's great to be with you, Tara. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we like to dig right in and get into our questions. You mentioned on your website that the founders never intended a professional political class, as you call it. Can you talk about how that relates to why you'd like to run for president?
Well, because we now have a government whose weight, power, cost, complexity, corruption, honestly, is crushing the potential of this nation. And I think we need a different kind of leadership. We have festering problems that we talk about every election cycle, but somehow they don't really get any better. Government doesn't get any smaller. The border doesn't get any more secure. The VA doesn't get any more responsive. I've just named a few of the problems. The political class has let the American people down, I think.
Yeah. There are a host of issues that all the candidates are talking about, yourself included, whether it's domestic issues like education, health reform, the economy. You made note of meeting with and speaking with a number of foreign government leaders. So out of all of those issues, whether it's foreign, domestic, what would you say is the biggest concern facing our country right now?
Well, I think it is leadership. We need leadership to fix festering problems in Washington, leadership to challenge the status quo, leadership to finally cut government down to size so that we are no longer crushing the potential of this nation. It is leadership as well that is required on the world stage. When America isn't leading, and we are not leading right now, the world is a very dangerous and a very tragic place. Our allies grow discouraged and our adversaries press forward because we're not leading.
What would you say to most folks who don't know you? As you say, you mentioned people are still getting to know you right now, may not know all of your background. They know that you are a business leader. You've spent most of your career, if not all of your career in business. Why did you, though, become, or how did you become a Republican? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, first, I started my business career as a secretary, and eventually became the chief executive of what we grew into the largest technology company in the world. And I start with that because I learned from my parents, and I've seen over and over again in my own life, that everybody has potential. I'm a conservative because I know no one of us is any better than any other one of us. Each of us has God-given gifts. All of us have potential. Every one of us wants to live a life of dignity and purpose and meaning. I'm a conservative because I know that our values, our principles, our policies work better to lift everyone up and give them the opportunity to find their God-given gifts and fulfill their potential.
Who in your career, would you say, your professional life over time, was or has been the greatest influence on you personally?
It's almost corny to say my mother and father, but it's really true. Because what my mother and father taught me is that character counts. Integrity matters. I define values as the things that guide your behavior when no one's watching and you think no one will ever find out. And as you go on in life, particularly honestly as you succeed in life, there are so many opportunities to cut corners, to sell your soul, to start to wiggle a little bit on character and integrity. And every time I faced one of those opportunities, and we all do, I would think about my mother and father and would stick to what I knew was right.
They're the people that shaped you and
yes,
made you who you are today. In that vein, tell me something that people probably don't know about you.
Well, I love to sing, and I love to make up songs. So I make up songs and sing them to my granddaughters, my dogs, myself. I just like to sing.
I'm sure we couldn't get you to do that right now.
No, not now.
All right, well, I think that does it for us. We'd like to thank you once again for joining us for this edition of In Focus, Miss Carly Fiorina.
Thanks so much for having me.
I'm Tara Wall. Thank you for watching In Focus. You can check out the series at GOP.com.